So yeah, welcome back to This Week in Trailers. We have about 66 of them for this week, not just today, this week. And I think a majority of those trailers come from pretty much the PC gaming show. They had their second event this year, which sounds like the first time they've done that. They usually only have one, and that's usually during Summer Game Fest. But yeah, we'll be seeing what all the games are announced releasing this week. That has released this week too, because we have a launch trailers and stuff like that as well. The first one that we're going to be covering is Slime Rancher 2 official Come Rain or Slime update launch trailer. I don't think it's 1.0 yet. I think it's still early access when it comes to Slime Rancher 2. But this is a new big update for them. So let's see what's happening in Slime Rancher 2. This also reminds me that I need to still do an actual full playthrough of the first Slime Rancher. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh, wait. I did the thing! I always do this every week. I keep forgetting to unmute the tab. So yeah, Slime Rancher has always been a very cute series. No harm has ever come to a slime unless you throw them in water. And then they're kind of screwed. Yeah, when I first played the original Slime Rancher, I really enjoyed it. This one seems to be more of the same. So I expect to have some good stuff in it. So it looks like this update is this pretty much, yeah, it's 0.3.0. That's the update. So there you go. Yeah, lots of weather and all that. Looks like slimes are falling out of the sky too. Fun. Ooh, that sounds scary. The next trailer is the Kindman Remedy. This is an official launch trailer. 3D Realms has been on a fucking roll lately when it comes to releasing games, like actually publishing really cool like boomer shooters. So this might be one of them. Who knows? This doesn't look like a boomer shooter. I was like, what type of game is this? It's like a prison or mental asylum. It looks like a management game. It looks like a really fucked up management game. Like, what the fuck is going on in this game? Okay. Yeah, looks like really one of those really messed up games.
Now, I just have to put in the hard work.
It was pronounced Kaidben. But yeah, okay, that's something different from them. The next game that we have on the list is a Cyber TD official gameplay trailer. Like a tower defense game. Oh, it's a deck tower defense game, probably. I think I remember in the mid to late 2000s, tower defense games were the shit. Like, everyone was super addicted to tower defense games. And then it kind of dropped off the face of the earth because I think people were getting tired of it. So, yeah, that too. So the UI is this busy. There you go. Cyber TD. It's your tower defense game. Haunted House Renovator. Oh, this seems like right up my alley. Yeah, it's kind of like House Flipper, but you're messing with haunted houses. Hopefully the frame rate's not like that, because it seems like it's under 30 frames per second. So does your character have telekinesis? Certain type of powers? This is interesting. I mean, it really does remind me of House Flipper. Looks interesting. Alright, Gas Station Simulator has a new DLC coming. I think this is how the trailer's running. I don't know. But yeah, are we going to an island to manage a gas station? Oh my god. So we have a whole new station in Gas Station Simulator where you're... Interesting. So a whole new location, and you're doing... You pretty much have a whole new station to build, I guess. And that's on the island this time. That actually might sound good. We need to try and maybe invest in some of that. Alright, so this game is called Silence Channel 2. It's like a horror game, maybe.
If you hear, please answer. Martin,
Give me some PT vibes.
do you copy?
But you have a run button. No. Okay, it's one of those horror games. Oh, that's straight up Silent Hill 4. Seems like a cliche horror game, so I'm gonna fucking pass on this shit. When I saw, like, the character running and hiding and all that, that's the horror games I don't want to be made. Come on, man. Get rid of that fucking trope. So done with it. I know some people still love that shit, but I'm tired of it. So, Irem Collection Volume 1. So these are the old school, I think, bullet hell games? Or, like, you know, these type of games. So it's a collection of 3 games. I think we saw this game before when we were covering one of the events. Maybe this summer? Was it this summer or last year? But yeah, to bring back some old school games that I'm not familiar with. I wonder if they were just bigger in Japan. I wonder if they were just big in Japan. But yeah, I think if you're a fan of your old school, like, you know, just ship bullet hell shooters, this is gonna be a thing definitely for you. Looks alright, looks fun. I like games like that. It's a nice little, like, I wouldn't say a time waster, but it's definitely one of those games that is like, I could dump a few hours in there. Like in the arcades and all that too. Alright, so this one is a little weird. It's NC Soft, which there was a company called NC Soft. But yeah, I guess there's still... Isn't NC Soft, like, now Square Enix? Like, they combined with... I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, this is called NC Soft Project LLL. It's an official G-Star 2020 23 trailer. So there you go. There's your title. What kind of game is it? Well, I don't know.
나한테 임무.
루셀 기억.
She's hologram. She's either a hologram or she's wearing a
알겠어. 하지.
shield. This is either Korean, Chinese. I think it's Korean. I need to hear them talk again. I wasn't paying attention to what language they were speaking. Well, actually, there's text up there, but it's hard for me to tell. I don't think it's Japanese. Could be a Japanese game. Since I don't know my kanji and all that, I don't know. Now you can tell between Chinese and Japanese, but I can't tell between Vietnamese and Korean, so I have no clue. Is it me or is that 1080p? You're so bad. Is it the video? Oh yeah, no, it's 1080p, but the bitrate, man, is not looking so good. I think when they uploaded this trailer, it was compressed. All right, we'll put it back on auto, just because their compression rate's a little pretty squirrely. So it's a third-person shooter that has verticality. No, this is bugging me. I said 720. Yeah, looks like a cooperative shooter. So far, nothing's impressed me. Looks like one of those. It's like a weird mix between what it reminds me of. Looks like a weird mix between The Division and Anthem. And that's not a good thing. Oh no. Is this a live, game for service type of game? It's a live service game. How are those helicopters still up? That would bug me. So I shot like 2 or 3 rockets at it and the fucking helicopter's still up. So they have mechs, which is cool. I like mech combat. Oh no. Of course there's a virus or some type of infection going around the city. So we're not just fighting ourselves. That's a mutant. That's no deer. Whatever the fuck that is. The shit? Still hasn't won me over though. Seems too generic. So there's definitely some mutations going on. So maybe you're not not fighting human against human. Maybe you're fighting some other faction that's mutated. Interesting. I don't know. It's not on my radar though. All right, Born of Bread release date trailer. Huh. Wait a minute. It's coming real soon. It comes this week. I mean, this upcoming week. So this game is releasing next week. Huh. Yeah, it's turn-based combat, kind of like Super Mario RPG. It looks cute. I like it. Better than the last game I saw. Let's see. As it loads. Winter Survival official cinematic trailer. So we're probably not going to see any gameplay. But I think this is also the announcement for it. Well, due to the fact it's called Winter Survival, it's probably just going to be another one of those typical survival games. Kind of like Long Dark or something like that. Oh, that guy's dead. Yeah, fighting a bear with whatever you're fighting it with. It's not like a high-powered rifle. You're screwed. Oh yeah, he's dead. He might... Nah, he missed the heart. He's dead. He missed the fucking bear's heart, so he's screwed. Well, that didn't really show anything. So, I don't know. I guess if we see another trailer for it, we'll check it out. War Hospital official release date announcement trailer. So, probably a management game that is very depressing. Looks like it's during World War I. January 11th, 2024. Gonna be on consoles and PC. So we may or may not be able to do a peek play on that one. Dungeon Stalkers. It's a multiplayer game. Oh, why is this game kind of reminding me of Darker and Darker? Dark and Darker. I mean, it looks like a dungeon crawler, so that's probably why. But it's also multiplayer, so... Oh, and there's PvP. Definitely slower paced. Slow paced movement. The character designs are a little weird, and the animations. That's not winning me over. The lighting looks kind of okay, but it doesn't look that great. No, I'll probably pass on that one. I gotta be a little bit more picky these days, man. There's so many games coming out every single week. So, Vampire Dynasty.
I died. And my world died with me. I was born again to reign in blood.
limitations of the mortals, I will rise to glory as a ruler, loved or feared.
I don't think this is gonna show us what type of game it is. Well, it's called Vampire Dynasty.
Rebuild my world in stone and make it last millennia, creating legacy with those who earn a place at my side.
It's either gonna be
For eternity, but you can't have
it's either gonna be a village building game, kind of like a city builder but with vampires, an RTS, or something else. It doesn't really kind of tell you like what kind of game it is, or it could be something where you play as a single character or multiple characters, and it could be an RPG. I don't know. It doesn't tell you anything. It's like I'm having to guess what type of game it is. So I don't know. I mean, a vampire game is always cool, so I don't know. Roots of Pacha? There you go. Is that a mammoth? So like Stardew Valley, but in the freaking Stone Age? Oh my god. Yeah, I think I heard of this game actually. Yeah, it's like a Stardew Valley, but it's like, yeah, mammoths still exist and shit. It's cooperative, if you want to play it cooperative. Oh, just mysticism though. So your tools are magic? Oh, you can make... Well, that's interesting. That's pretty advanced for their age. Man, we're just about to start Coral Island, and this is like another one of those games. At least this one seems to be doing a little bit more different things than what Coral Island's doing compared to like Stardew Valley. So this one actually looks a little bit more interesting when it comes to overall different mechanics. Dragon's Dogma 2. They just had their event today. This year, this week. They showed off a lot of stuff. They pretty much had their like Dragon's Dogma Direct.
The return of the Sovereign.
I couldn't get into the first game. I don't know why. Probably because I could never get past like the first big area.
Arisen.
I was so confused.
We pawns have long awaited your arrival.
It looks good. I wish I would be excited about this game, but
Learn all you can of this world you must protect.
I always hit like a wall in the first game. I don't know why.
That all be spared the horrors of the fell dragon.
From this moment forth, thou art arisen. Charge and do.
Here's my chance.
If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here?
When 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father.
Welcome, Arisen. We ask that all be spared the horrors of the fell dragon.
I forgot when I press buttons. It interacts with YouTube as well. My bad.
Forth, thou art arisen.
Here's my chance.
If you're
There we go.
When 'twas all
Back
but
to where we
certain
were.
that her son would take his father's place. Word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found.
Pitiable arisen. Why dost thou
avatars.
Arisen.
You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisen.
Oh.
Show me the path thou wouldst walk.
Looks like a good game.
If ye intend to do what I could not, and fell the dragon true, I would gladly pass all the wisdom I possess into your hands.
I don't know. It just makes me want to give the first one more try and see if I can get past that. Like that, there's a weird difficulty wall that I need to get past, and it's just I don't know why I can't get past it. A certain point in the game where I don't know where to go and I can't go anywhere. Backpack battles. Oh, is this like Backpack Hero, but someone else got inspired by something like this? This is like Backpack Heroes. Or Hero. This is another game pretty much like this. Plays this cute little mouse or whatever. Looks like PvP. Doesn't look as good though. But I like how they, you know, certain people were inspired by other indie developers to make other games. Yeah, that stuff too. I'll probably play Backpack Hero instead.
My name is Shinji Fallon.
Cookie Cutter.
I built Cherry. She gave life to me.
Oh. Oh. This is gonna be a very dark game. A beat 'em up. Metrovania. It's a Metrovania. Metroidvania.
Opponents along the way. Bring them back to me, and maybe I can upgrade them for you.
Oh. Voice acted too. Really cool art style. The character you play as kind of reminds me of a character from a comic book called Tank Girl. She kind of reminds me of Tank Girl. That's her attitude anyway. Yeah, that gives me some like Tank Girl vibes. Oh, it comes out this coming up month. I mean, I think it is December right now, right? Yeah, it's December 1st as of today. This game is called... Okay, so this is Nakwan Last Paradise. So, yeah, I think this isn't the first trailer they came out with, but you know, kind of looks like a survival game. Is it good? I don't know. Haven't seen combat yet. It's like, are they trying to avoid showing combat? Oh, there we go. Oh, you know what? The combat kind of reminds me of what's that one zombie game? Shit. Where you manage like a bunch of other survivors. You have like little safe houses and stuff like that. What was that game called? But yeah, it has that type of combat feel to it. Well, it has impact, but it's also very stuttery. Star Racer. I guess people are getting tired of waiting for another F-Zero game to come out, so people are going to make their own F-Zeros. This is pretty much F-Zero. People are tired of waiting for you, Nintendo. We need our F-Zero now. Look at this. Someone's made their own F-Zero. And they even have like track creators and all that too. That's sweet. That's cool. Got a little track creator and everything. That would extend the life of this game tenfold if you have a track creator. And people can vote on like what are the best tracks and stuff like that too. have that in like playlist of like Grand Prix and stuff. That looks cool. I've been looking for an F-Zero type of game. They even recommend F-Zero 99. That one F-Zero game that came out that's like Tetris 99. The Legend of Legacy HD Remastered. I'm not familiar with this series, so I don't know if it's a really good series or not, but I guess it was good enough for them to remaster it. Has that chibi-esque art style. Huh. Kind of reminds me of Bravely Default, the camera angles at least. But I think this series is older than Bravely Default. But yeah, the camera angles and all that do remind me of like, and the art style, because it's chibi-esque, kind of reminds me of it. That doesn't look too bad. It's not like a must play for me either. Gothic 2 complete classics, so this is probably like just not a it might be a, yeah, I guess you would call it a remastering. They probably like touched up textures, resolution, and that's probably it. So it still looks like Gothic 2, but it's not a remake. Yeah, it's like a remastering, touched up. Yeah, pretty much what they say by enhanced graphics is they polished a little bit of textures and they also updated resolution.
The townspeople are simply disappearing? Yes, it seems to be more every day.
Yeah, so they made it more legible. And of course they made sure it runs at 60 frames per second. There's supposed to be I think they're trying to reboot Gothic though. So it's interesting that they're releasing the older Gothics. But I think the original Gothic is being pretty much rebooted. Like, I don't know if it's being remade, but it seems like it's going to be a reboot of the whole entire franchise. Which is going to be cool because Gothic was one of those like sleeper hits in the past that was like legitimately a decent franchise. Hard to get into because it was also a very hard series. Let's not dance around that mess. It was a hard game. Gothic series is no joke. It's difficult. Yeah. That's coming out, being published by THQ Nordic and all that. So THQ Nordic is going to be responsible for the reboot of the franchise. It's going to be interesting. Orton was the case. Graffiti, huh? The hell? It was already like a weird game enough, but now there's some really weird shit going on. What? This looks like a very strange game. Okay. You know what? I think it's strange enough for me to keep an eye on it. It looks really weird. It's coming out pretty much on everything except for, it looks like Nintendo. Yeah. Forest Grove.
On-site nanodrones have scanned the interior of the Kunstmatigard residence and have transferred the data back for reconstruction in the nanodeck.
It's all a simulation.
Gather evidence and investigate any foul play. The success and future of the RFB relies on you.
Why aren't you answering your phone? You left me a pretty creepy message, Zoe.
It's an investigation game.
No one is answering their phone. I think I'm dying.
I'm thinking of putting a tracker on our phone again.
There will be repercussions.
I have to go to DC. It's critical. We aren't safe. Roger has been acting very strange lately.
Dad! There's something wrong with Mom. She's not opening her door, and she's not answering her phone. Shh! Did you hear someone?
Huh. So they pretty much recreated the scenes and everything in a simulated facility, and you're this investigator trying to piece the story together. Wonder if there's going to be a twist to that.
Welcome
House
to
Flipper
House
2.
An exciting flipper simulator experience. In the main menu, you can choose to play in sandbox mode, where you can build any house you want, design quests for your friends, and share your creations through Mod.io. Or immerse yourself in a story in which you become a house flipper.
You are already dealing with my stuff. Maybe you could do the cleaning as well?
You wake up in Pinna Cove, a small town you spend your childhood in, and you know it's a great place to find a house to flip. When the story begins, you've just moved back into a lovely house your parents left for you in the suburbs. You've recently reached out to your old friend Tom Marino, who happens to be a real estate agent working in Pinna Cove. He knows everything about what's going on in town, and he's happy to share that knowledge with you, as well as help you find job opportunities in the house flipping business.
Just admit you missed your old friend. But
Start adding a story.
Why you wanted to come back.
With each passing day, your skills will improve and you'll get better tools and new abilities. Soon, you'll be able to transform every humble house into an interior design masterpiece. With dedication and willingness to learn, you'll master the art of renovation in no time. As you become a specialist, your unique skills will be in high demand in Pinna Cove. Expect to receive many emails from townsfolk asking for help with any problem they have with their houses.
Your job's pretty straightforward. Install the windows and take care of 2 unfinished rooms.
Pinna Cove is a small tourist town that grew in place of a fishing village dating back to the 18th century. In the early 20th century, a large group of Italians settled there and came up with the name Pinna Cove, which refers both to the town and the bay that surrounds it. Let's look at the map. In the game, you'll be renovating houses in 3 regions.
Reminds me of a sim map.
Suburbs, Crayfish Coast, and Coralfoot Forest. As the town grew and became more popular with tourists, Pinna Cove residents moved further away from the center and built a peaceful, family-oriented neighborhood in the suburbs. And since the visitors and newcomers preferred to find accommodations in the nearby forest or Pinna Cove coastline, the suburbs are mostly left to generational residents. Crayfish Coast is famous for its stilt houses and charming cottages. It's a perfect place for tourists to find a cozy rental or entertainment at the local businesses. One of the oldest summer houses in Pinacove, named Driftwood House, also stands here. Your superb renovation skills could prove handy in bringing it back to its former glory. Coralroot Forest is a beautiful place to visit. It is a peaceful beech and spruce forest with traces of a timber industry once operating there and a steady stream running down from the mountains. Houses in this area are scattered between the trees and fall into two categories. Old ones from before the establishment of the nature reserve protecting the orchids, and modern ones designed and built in harmony with nature by Asenzo. House Flipper 2 is a simulation game, but doesn't shy away from also telling unique stories. During the gameplay, you'll meet clients with specific problems you can find solutions for. Daily house renovations will be your bread and butter, and as you gain experience, using your tools will become more efficient. From now on, renovating and selling houses or even building new ones in sandbox mode will be more enjoyable than ever. It's time to take on new challenges and become a house flipper.
It seems like they're trying to do more with this one. Stories and stuff like that, and just overall progression. So the first one felt a little shallow, at least when it came to the base game, because once you got to a certain point, it's like, okay, well, here we go. This is called Morbid, the Lord of Ire.
In the stricken land of Ire, a terrible darkness stirs. The second advent of the great corruptors has begun. The 5 factions have fallen, and a new order of dreadful acolytes reign. A perilous path lies before you, Striver.
Is this another Souls-like?
Of suffering.
Or maybe a third-person action game.
Bloodshed. Adhere to your sacred duty once more. Slay the acolytes.
Ew.
The lords of Ire, and rend their flesh for all our sake.
Can't tell if it's an action game or if it's a Souls-like game. Didn't show too many mechanics, so I can't really tell. But it looks like it's coming out for everything. Everything. So there's that. I gotta see a gameplay trailer. Ah, we got another Tekken trailer. Tekken.
Get ready for the next battle! Tekken 8! New challenger! Stay fast!
Steve Fox.
Let's go.
It's a boxer. Yeah, he has that boxing style. Oh, he does a shoulder shunt though. So it's not just using his fists. Mainly uses his fists, but he uses his shoulder too.
When it comes to who talks the most, you definitely win.
You limey bastard. Good punches. It does Superman punch.
Now this is what I call fun. That's a knockout. Good night. These are the fists of a champion.
This is voice actor. has that like accent and everything. That's coming out in January, man. It's a little bit more than a month left, but Tekken 8 should be arriving. I'm excited. I've been wanting to get back into fighting games, and Tekken seems to be my avenue of choice.
You failed, Harry.
The Mueller-Powell... what? Principle.
We were so close to this. We were about to break the goddamn principle. Well, now you'll finally face the consequences.
I don't know that principle.
You must fix everything you've done.
Is it a real principle, or is it a...
so we can end the project.
Is a fictitious principle set for the game?
Harry, you're alive. We can escape this disaster together.
Not familiar with the principle, so I don't know what it's trying to
You must survive no matter what.
deal with. Is it interdimensional things? Yeah, what is the Mueller-Powell principle? I don't know if that's a real principle or not. I'm not familiar with it. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden.
So I don't really like to torture the gamers.
Oh yes, this game.
To look into their own morality and make difficult choices.
I'm actually interested in this game.
Fine, banish him. You
Banish
want to
him?
banish
Oh, yeah?
him.
That was easy.
Well, you want to banish him more than... I'm just like, okay.
Banisher's Ghost of New Eden is a new narrative-driven action RPG set in North America, Massachusetts.
As Don't Nod. So this is like a completely different Don't Nod game.
Banishers, deeply in love.
They just released their other game, Wilsant.
They live by the mantra, life to the living, death to the dead. They have been facing a very powerful and unknown entity. They have not been able to defeat it. And Antia dies at the end of the game's prologue. Even more tragically, she comes back as a ghost. That means she has become the thing she hates the most on Earth. It's you.
Antea is the head. She's the head banisher. She's really good at it. She's been doing it for a really long time. She's very skillful. She's really clean and clear about her decisions. She doesn't let emotions get in the way, rarely. Sometimes it happens, but not often. And she's teaching Red how to banish.
We are banishers. We end suffering for those who live. We bring closure to those who don't.
So Red's a complex character. He carries a lot of grief with him in life, and he does defer to Antea quite a lot, and the relationship's interesting. He's not kind of a straightforward archetype, despite kind of what he looks like, you know. I think in the relationship he has shades of codependency and things like that. You know, he's a warrior, he's a soldier ultimately, but I think there's a kind of interesting softness to him as well at times that usually comes out in the relationship with Antea.
I have you.
You have me. When Antea comes back as a ghost, the couple has to decide what they will do. They could give her the ascent, meaning they will let her go, or try to bring her back by trying to resurrect her. That means
don't do that.
Red will have to betray his Banisher's oath. That means he will have to take as many lives as possible to feed Antea with souls and try to bring her back from the dead.
That sounds like bad ending right there.
I banish you. Great tormentor. I banish you. Hammer and Tongs is one of the first haunting cases Red and Antea will have to solve. Nellie is haunted by the ghost of her dead husband. Fortune Eaton has been dead for quite a time now. Arthur has taken the place of Fortune Eaton for the whole community.
Big husband.
Fortune Eaton, the real Fortune Eaton, was a terrible husband.
I warned you. No. You're pathetic.
I want a divorce!
I warned you this would happen again.
The poor Nellie met a nice guy, Arthur, and they killed Fortune Eaton, the real one. And Arthur took his identity. And now they both live as a happy couple in New Eden town, but the ghost of Fortune, the real Fortune Eaton, is back and he's quite pissed. So now it's time for you to make a choice as the player. You could decide to banish the awful ghost. You could decide to bring him peace and give him the ascent. If you have decided to bring back Antea to life, if you want to resurrect her, that means you have to gather as many souls as possible. That means you will have to sacrifice perhaps Nelly, perhaps Arthur. That's an awful choice, but if you want to resurrect Antea, you have to sacrifice the living. You made a pact. That means you stick to a decision you made, or not. There are 5 different endings that will reveal and reflect the sum of the many decisions you had to make. I hope you will find all of them very entertaining and surprising.
Well, the banishing as Amaka feels harsh because I feel like you're sending a spirit off to have a torturous life.
He was angry, and I was in his line of sight. No matter who or what had upset him, the full force of his anger would fall on me.
If it was you, put yourself in Nellie's shoes.
Put yourself in Nellie's shoes. What do you want to? What would you do?
Banish him. Yeah, if I was
So
making
you
a
think
decision
he should
based
just
on...
send him into the void, suffer in torment?
Yeah, it's justice for Nellie.
It just feels like bad karma.
That's up to you. That's what the game is about. That's up to you.
Just want him to say sorry.
Maybe he will. Happen. Just try it.
Will he speak?
He will, maybe. Just try. Give him the assent
I want to give him the assent.
Okay.
As a player. Assent!
Assent.
Oh no, you were going to say banish.
No, go on, do the assent.
Assent, okay.
Quick to anger, your cruel brutality left your wife in despair. You treat her as a possession.
They stole my name and took my life.
Tough. But now you'll leave Nellie alone. She's not yours and never was. I'm giving you the peaceful way out. Count yourself lucky.
Yeah. Count yourself lucky, mate. He's not going to say sorry.
Go in peace.
He didn't say sorry.
Nah, should have banished him.
Shouldn't be looking for a sorry.
Still say sorry. Come on, man. This is your choice. It's your chance to say sorry.
How do you feel about your decision?
I don't know. It feels weirdly unsatisfying.
Yeah. Do you want to see the banish hand?
Yes, can we?
Okay, of course.
I am Fortune Hayton. Ever was and ever will be.
Not anymore. Be gone.
I banish you.
This is more satisfying.
This is horrible.
This is way more satisfying, yes.
Someone's a little sadistic.
He definitely deserved it.
He deserved that. That wasn't too bad.
I just feel like we're going to pay for it later.
Maybe. But that's what banishers do.
We found it hard to agree.
Yeah, I find it hard to agree. I think it's also quite hard to divorce yourself from the character that you're playing. Obviously, we're playing the game as ourselves, but then we've acted the game out as the characters.
But I think when we were arguing it, you, Russ, wanted to do what Antea would do.
Yes, that's right.
And I actually wanted
totally
to do
the opposite.
what Red would do.
Yeah, so really I should have played Antea and you should have played Red. That would have been more.
That would have been
yeah, no, that's right.
Terrible.
So I hope you enjoyed this short journey with me, Red and Antea, in the dark places of New Eden Town. And I can't wait to see the players face the many challenges and choices they will have to deal with in Banisher's Ghost of New Eden.
I've done nothing wrong.
Life's a journey. Death is but one step.
Antea, what have you done with her? Hellsballs. Lady, if you hurt her...
You cling to love, a fool to the last. There is no love.
So it comes out in February. Gonna be interesting. I should probably play their latest game they released before I do that, because Wassant or Jouchant is it's a shorter game, so
here we go.
Oh yeah, the VR of Resident Evil 4. Get some. get some dual wielding pistols. You know how much ammo that's gonna eat? Holy shit.
They're here! Leon!
It's them! Watch out!
No way.
Go there and remove those damn parasites. Help Ashley.
Holy fire! Cleansing of his sins!
Damn it! You shall not escape! Who are you gonna protect like that?
I was about to say the regenerators in first person would suck.
Everything you've got!
Well, at least those shooting challenges would be a hell of a lot easier. You would be getting the highest scores in VR mode. Unless they made those a little bit harder. Super normal. Oh yeah, apparently this is a spiritual successor to Allison Road that never came out. That's not creepy at all. So it's inspired by a game that never came out, which was inspired by PT.
Anyone here? Are you friendly?
Very White House. Uses your microphone. Okay, so it's another game that uses your microphone. There's been a couple games out there now. Look through cameras. Oh. I guess you got to locate that room. Uh-oh, I see some drugs.
More pills.
Well, that's your problem. You're captured by Big Pharma. So now you have to figure out if it's like a drug problem that he has, or is he being actually haunted? Now that there's the whole pill problem, is like, I don't know, he might be fucking hallucinating and losing his shit. Wizardum. I like the art style so far. It's an early access. Oh, yeah, I like games like this. It's cool. It's like a boomer shooter with just a really cool aesthetic. Fantasy based. You have guns and magic. Kind of like Duke Nukem. It has that verticality of shooting and all that. Quake. Probably be another one. Create your own maps. Yeah, secrets to find. Destructible maps. So there's a scoring system I noticed. Goblin Wizard.
Welcome to Wizardom. Now in early access.
Oh boy. Looks fine. Alright, Turnip Boy robs a bank. That's quite the title. It's like it looks cute, but at the same time it looks like it's could be a hard game. Kind of has a like Enter the Gungeon vibe. Gameplay wise, at least. That comes out on the 18th of January. Sure, I remember if there's a game before that.
Mother.
So, Leica Age Through Blood.
Used to sing for the moon.
Oh, it's this game where you do combat on a motorcycle. Yeah, I've seen this game once before. It's a very different game. I think this was shown at last year's Game Awards, actually. So let's see if there's reviews out for it now and all that. I'm guessing it came out this week. December 5th. Oh no, it's coming out next week.
Do you hear it? It's coming.
Yeah, looks like an interesting, very different game. Holston. Oh, this looks like a very different game. It looks cool because of the aesthetic. Oh yeah, we're on to PC gaming show stuff now. Yeah, this game's very different. You go from like third person over the shoulder to isometric view. Yeah, it is very different. I kind of like that blend of third person over the shoulder with that view. It seems like it's going to work really well. I wonder if it's going to be a PC only game. No, everything. Yo, I'll keep an eye out on that because that looks cool. Oh, in order to escape a grapple, you have to do a sequence of numbers. Very interesting. Looks like you have a stamina bar tied to health bar. Still wakes the deep.
Hey there, PC Gaming Show. My name's Jason Graves, and I'm super excited to be able to officially announce that I'm the music composer for Chinese Room's Still Wakes the Deep.
Oh, this is Chinese Room's new game.
History of incredible music in their games, and I'm really excited to be a part of it.
We knew very quickly that we wanted to work with Jason because we're not only doing scary music, we're not only trying to scare the player, there's other emotions we're also trying to evoke. So we needed someone who could walk that very fine line that we're trying to achieve. Yeah.
I can be scary all day, and that's fun. But what really makes it fun, I think, is that combination of emotional and scary, because one sort of feeds the other. The setting of the rig in the middle of the ocean felt
which
like
I prefer.
The score needed to be sort of smaller and dialed in. We sort of split the sounds of the score in half, and one half of the score we've got live strings and live woodwinds. You can't replace live players. These players are fantastic, and it's about the emotion and the humanity. The other half of the score is a synthesizer and an actual sound sculpture that was built specifically for the score.
Interesting.
I've got a friend who literally is a metal artist, and he ended up creating a sculpture which he affectionately named The Rig. Every surface of it can be tapped, bowed, scraped, or rubbed, and it makes all these different sounds. And they are about as non-human and
almost industrial,
non-emotionally tender or sensitive as you can get. It's the opposite end of the spectrum.
It's an emotionally complex game, and I think the music is able to reflect this with the use of these several different families of instruments.
And this game, I think, is going to be another fantastic entry in the Chinese Room catalog.
All right. We were just talking about mainly the music, but yeah, they have a decent track record from what I remember. Frostpunk 2, the continuation of the brutally
survived the
brutal game. Where every choice that you make is absolute garbage. It's darkest dungeon, but you're trying to keep everyone alive when it comes to a city of survival. Resort to cannibalism, exile people, kill children. That's how fucked up some of your choices are.
More people.
You don't have a choice but to choose one bad thing or another. So if you're a very empathetic person, this game, like Frostpunk, is such a bad game to play if you're empathetic. It's every choice you make sucks.
And I'm Łukasz Juszczyk. We are both game directors responsible for Frostpunk 2, here at 11-Bit Studios.
What you've just seen is the first gameplay teaser of Frostpunk 2, and as you can clearly see, a lot has changed since the first game, especially the scale of our city.
But what remains the same is harsh post-apocalyptic atmosphere that hopefully will resonate with you once again.
Stay tuned for more, because the gameplay trailer for Frostpunk 2 is just around the corner.
That was their announcement trailer.
Learning about people
Harold
is
Halbut.
a kind of adventure. A way of exploring lots of
Oh yeah, this game has a really cool
Fedora.
art
Even
style.
if one of those little worlds looks barren and uninhabitable from the outside, usually when you make contact with it, you'll find plenty of life and laughter there.
Hello
It's like claymation in a way.
How are you doing? Too bad you can't tell me.
Yeah, it has that like claymation art style. Stop motion.
Were you? I quite wondered if maybe you'd take Harold with you.
Me? To the cave?
Yes.
Is Harold this
Investigate the source of the particles.
inanimate object? Cheese?
Humans are so unpredictable and complicated. There is almost nothing to understand.
Please witness the future of Fedora.
I thought you said it wasn't a vote. It's not. I just happen to agree with them. Is that Dr. Computer? You may commence stage D as discussed.
It's a very interesting looking game, man. Very unique. No other game looks like this right now.
Something is afoot.
I like it.
Things that don't add up.
It all seems a bit fishy to me.
Fishy. That looks really cool. That does look really cool.
By the way, he's saying he's a human.
Yeah, I get that. That's definitely high on the radar. Under a rock. Have you been living under a rock? That old phrase. Oh no. Yeah, you're crashing on that. Or, oh, into water. A dinky bird. Probably a dodo. Oh, dude, that thing's huge. Has a Pixar art style. Or DreamWorks. What if the game looks like that? Because if the game has this type of art style, I am down for it. I love this art style. Are you collecting animal friends along the way? There's like some Skull Island shit. You're gonna see like King Kong in the background. It's like a survival game with plenty of movement options. Gliding, running. Oh god. Oh yeah, I have a grappling hook. So I'm wondering if you just play as this character that's pre-made, or do you create your character? You have Island Mysteries too. So I wonder if there's inhabitants of the island under a rock, coming out on consoles and PC. Yeah, I would say it's on my radar. I look forward to seeing more of it. I'm not 100% sold on it quite yet. Could be one of those, like, you know, monotonous building games, but who knows? Republic of Pirates. Ooh, pirate management game. I'm down for it. I like my pirate games. So if you're a fan of fans of games like this, then it's probably another game to play. Yeah, gotta manage all that shit. Conquer new territories. So you can be on the aggression and take land from imperial thugs. Challenge rival powers. How's the ship combat? You know, like Sid Meier's Pirates and all that too? I think a lot of games have been like in that type of genre of just tried to like sell those cells before. Island of Insight. But yeah, that looks pretty cool too.
Insight. You awaken on a floating island as a seeker. Your goal is to explore a serene fantasy realm of ancient wonders and natural beauty.
Or is this that puzzle game?
Its mysterious puzzles.
Yeah.
And unveil the secrets of the islands. We designed the world to be
it's that puzzle game.
Thousands of handcrafted puzzles, each of them carefully placed throughout the landscape. You might start off solving logic puzzles and then decide to search for hidden objects or go find some perspective or memory puzzles to take on.
All right.
Designed by some of the best minds in puzzle design, our puzzles vary in difficulty and are thoughtfully crafted to be relaxing, challenging, and satisfying to solve for newcomers and seasoned puzzle fans. There is
drop puzzles.
Linear path in Islands of Insight. You choose
it's a Sudoku puzzle.
No. Order, all at your own pace. You can solve puzzle quests to unlock new areas in the campaign, or explore the main island, an expansive open
Can you take me higher?
Wander around the sublime
movement in the game seems good.
Or glide above them. Our shared world allows for seamless interactions and collaboration between players. You can interact with others for a bit of guidance, or you can play entirely on your own.
Good.
This is your adventure.
Don't need anyone else solving puzzles for me.
In today's fast-paced world, we hope Islands of Insight delivers a sublime escape for players looking to unwind. If you want to discover more, play our demo today on our Steam page.
There's a demo out. All right, you heard that? If you're interested in this game, there's a demo. Looks like the demo's specifically on Steam though, so yeah. Steam World build, that should be out today actually. If I check Xbox Game Pass, I think it's out on Xbox Game Pass and is out on everywhere else. I will most likely be doing a peek play of this game. It looks like just like Dungeons. At least, you know, when it comes to the underground building. I like the aesthetic. It looks good. So you have a mine to manage, and then you have an overworld, which is your kind of like your village slash city builder. So unlike Dungeons 4 that I'm kind of playing off stream, you have your dungeon slash mining management underneath, and then you have a city builder up top, which is actually, I like that.
We know it.
So this is called Iron Hive.
But with every death, new life blossoms.
How many more trailers do you have?
Crying out into the void, fighting for its
Got about
survival.
less than 20 to go.
nail.
20 to go.
A life that adapts, overcomes, and continues to rise above any and all. Life that learns to idolize and worship, sacrifice and maim, wage war and destruction. A life that burns so bright it may set the world ablaze. And you decide if its survival is in the cards.
Oh, it's card based, of course. Alright, next one. All these ads trying to play, but I have an ad
Product
blocker.
not yet rated.
Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Oh, it's this game. I was wondering how the development of this game is going right now.
Our world is in chaos. The gods and their armies of the dead seek to rule over everything we call home. I'll be damned if I let that happen. My name is Noor Vanek. Survivor. Soldier. God killer.
Slayer of gods and demons. Oh god, giant spiders, of fucking course. You are new to know God. I'm getting okay vibes with this game, but I'm also getting those weird vibes from like that one Square Enix game that came out. I think it was either this year or something like that, that did not do well at all. So I'm also getting those vibes too. I was like, ooh, I don't know. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Oh, gonna see how this game's doing.
What rumors have you heard about me?
I am really worried about this
You were
game.
there in Cairo. They called you the Slayer.
And what will I be to you, Willem?
Slayer?
And to this lonely, forgotten warehouse?
Due to the fact this game's gone through development hell, I am very worried about this.
You're exactly what he said you'd be. I guess that makes it easier.
Makes what easier?
What happens next?
Yeah, I don't know. I want this game to be good, but at the same time, it's 50-50 at this point until it releases. Spine.
To warn you that pressing the wrong floor may lead to
The
unexpected.
game is called Spine.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh shit.
No elevator this time?
The Wilhelm scream. Slash shoot repeat. Oh, is it a roguelite? Sounds like a roguelite. Stalker 2. Oh man, how's this game doing? I really hope it gets released pretty soon, man. Or like hopefully early next year. Come on. I know the whole Ukraine thing like definitely delayed it. But I'm really hoping the developers are in a good place to where they can actually release this game.
You asked me about my good luck charm. Remember? It's an empty shell.
Decided to play soldier with me? Dimitri and I were just discussing a certain puzzle.
I'm probably gonna play this in Russian.
Found in the zone. But we can't quite seem to get all the pieces to fit. Maybe you can figure it out.
It reminded me that we used to be puppets.
I took just one awkward step, and my whole world plunged into darkness. Darkness. I'm sorry, Strider.
That was the day the perceive fields were turned off. Suddenly, the voice of Monolith was gone. I felt as if I was awakening from a years-long coma. And through the scope, I saw the body of an unknown soldier fall.
We had a simple choice. Sit back and just wait for another super emission, or take a chance and get control of the anomalous energy.
Only I didn't choose that path. Unlike you.
So I wanted to play the first one and the expansions before doing this one, but I might just jump into this one for the stream whenever it releases.
Entry in the blossoming
Sands of Aura.
And you can play it today on Steam.
We have suffered. Faced the corruption. Ruin.
So the thing is, they said it's released. It's already released. So this came out yesterday.
Experienced beauty. Kindness, union, and ingenuity. Yet there is much left to be discovered. Maybe together we'll find something here worth saving.
Now let's see some more titles from Freedom Games.
On to the next year. It looked alright. Echoes of Plum Grove, another cutesy farming game. There's a lot of these right now. I'm totally okay with them coming out. This has definitely a, kind of like that Paper Mario art style. No, they have to deal with death in this game. But can your character actually pass away? That's sad. The burial of one. God, that'd be depressing. Sword of the Sea.
Capacity for movement, for empowering us to move in ways that are graceful or athletic.
Isn't this
physically impossible? In this game's case, you're hoverboarding across magical, otherworldly terrain. And if anyone
that one video game company,
a magic sword into an experience.
Isn't this their next game?
Wonder. It's the visual and musical artists behind Abzu and Journey.
Yeah. Oh, that was short. We've seen gameplay footage of that before, so it looks good. Lost Isle. Uh oh, it's another one of those survival building games. Looks like it has PvP though. That's in maybe in the style of like Rust, where you have to like not just deal with like
Find out more about G.I.
PvE, but PvP.
Echoes of the Plum Grove and Lost Isle on the PC Gaming Show Steam page. Back to you, Frankie.
That's bad for me. Next, Data Jack 2020. Interesting. What is it? Very interesting art style. There's 3D elements in this game, but a lot of it's like 2D textured. Huh. Very interesting. Kind of like that other game that they showed off not too long ago, where you have an isometric view, but then you can go into like over the shoulder or like even like behind the character. So there's two games that's doing something kind of like that, but with different art styles. G.I. Joe, Wrath of Cobra. I'm trying to remember if this was an older game that they're remastering or re-releasing. Because I know there's been a couple like G.I. Joe games that came out like in the past. This is like your traditional G.I. Joe though. All the armor and all that I'm seeing. Hey, Hyper, what up? That was a G.I. Joe.
Empires.
Unforetold Witchstone.
And they fall. The actions of individuals set the course of history. And you are one of them.
Oh. CRPG. Yeah, it's possibly going to be during the Game Awards. It's most likely, highly likely, it's going to be in the Game Awards, so might see it there. Who knows? Sooner? Oh, is it going to be sooner? Oh, on the 5th. Oh, 2 days before the Game Awards. Okay. Wonder if we'll see gameplay though at the Game Awards. That'd be funny.
How will you shape fate?
See, I haven't been following social media, so I don't know when they're gonna release it. All right, so the GTA trailer is gonna be on the 5th. That could probably be during our. I'll probably watch it during this weekend trailers next week then. So I probably won't watch it until like next Friday. Turn-based. Oh yeah, what's this game? Menace. Coming 2024. Showed us very little. Cool. Gloomwood. New Blood. Never kill a sea bud. Is this give me survival horror vibes? Or horror game vibes? Oh no. There's something in there. Something laid those eggs. Oh, it's a shooter. Is it kind of like dust? That I would like to see gameplay, but okay. I mean, it was gameplay, but it didn't show us any of the mechanics. Damn it! Hate it when they do that. Demon School official. What is it? Official battle mechanics. Hey.
Demon School, and I want to tell you about our tactical battle system. This is the planning phase where we'll plot our movements, which can be rewound at any time. Characters can only move in straight lines or sidesteps, like if you combined a king and a knight in chess. You attack enemies by running straight into them. You can see Faye did 1 point of damage here. Namako doesn't deal damage, but stuns and debuffs.
There's no animation in the attack?
Now, if our other damage dealer Destin hits this demon, he'll do 2 points of damage. But we can take this further. If Newt, our healer, heals a character with full health, they get an attack buff. Destin now does 4 points of damage to this enemy. You can also do combos by pushing or pulling an enemy into another friendly character, as Namako and Faye are doing here. Once you're happy with your choices, you start the action phase and watch it go. These are the main puzzle pieces you'll be working with, but there are 15 characters, each with their own unique abilities for you to discover. You can also study new techniques, improve your relationships, fight huge bosses, and unravel the mystery of why demons are breaking through to the human world on this mysterious island.
I don't know, the combat seems pretty bland if there's no animation to it. Well, maybe there is animation. Because there's animations there, but certain attacks that they do, just shuffling the character to the attack, and that's it. I don't know about that game. Has a cool concept, but that's about it for right now. Dark web streamer. What the hell's going on? Okay, so we're in a dark room. This night vision type of camera. Snow Day trailer. I don't think we came across that trailer yet. Is it a game trailer?
Do not leave. Stream. We are watching you. Stream. We are in your machine. Stream. We are in your skin.
God, it sounds like Twitch chat. Oh, the South Park game. I think that came out last week, so I kind of missed it. Yeah, I think that trailer came out last week, so we won't be able to see it during this week in trailers. But yeah, I've seen the trailer before. Yeah, the game looks cool and all that, but it also looks like it's one of those games where it's like, it's looks like a multiplayer game. I'll probably pass. Looks like a cool game though. It reminds me of some of those older South Park games that came out in the past. That was more of the 3D South Park games. Oh yeah, this game is called Bellwright. Like you build a village. We need another game that's like Kingdom Come, though. If we can get another game that's like Kingdom Come, I'll be so happy. I wonder if they're working on another game. Because the Kingdom Come guys, man, they've been silent about if they are working on anything. They haven't said anything about it. So I'm kind of hoping the Kingdom Come guys are working on something, man. That game was good. Hey, Hollow Knight Silk Song. It exists!
I'm excited for Hollow Knight Silk Song. First, the graphics. I adore the original Hollow Knight art style, and they're giving me more. But
Hollow Knight was such a fucking hard game. I loved it, though.
Combat in motion. The original Hollow Knight somehow was able to blend super fast, snappy movement with slow, chunky Souls-like combat. And if you look at the Silk Song trailer, you're seeing all sorts of new moves that allow you to dance around your enemies and jump around the environment. It makes me really excited for the second.
Yeah, she has more movement.
But the third and the biggest reason is exploration. Team Cherry are masters of this. There would be a ledge in the original Hollow Knight, but when I finally was able to get there, there would be hours of content behind there, or new bosses, or new enemies, or entirely new zones. And it's that exact combination of a beautiful game that's
We did a playthrough of the first game, so if anyone's wanting to watch that, it's in the archives. I'll be probably doing a playthrough of Silksong too. This is called Gray Zone Warfare. Yeah, Warfare, right? Yeah, Warfare. Heard people talking about this, but I don't know if it's good or not. This is why I'm watching the trailer. It has that type of inventory system. So is it trying to be like Arma? Just less complicated? Is it trying to be like Arma, but just super less complicated? Looks like it has realistic damage, so enemies and probably you go down in like 1 or 2 shots. Depending on what's in your gear. It looks alright. It looks suitable. It's not what I quite am looking for. Our Lady of the Drowned Lake. Sounds like my game. Depending on what type of game is this.
A male and a female were last seen heading to the forest 2 days ago.
A teen has not been seen since September 24th. We had a chance to speak with the mother.
She claims that her daughter had been taken by the water. Police were not able to drain the lake, and
officials stated that
they're not going to show gameplay, are they?
thrown at the lake area. It's been 3 years since he's been missing.
There are a lot of rumors about the lake. Do you personally believe that there's something sinister hiding in there? No, of course not. People love ghost stories, but in the end, they're just stories. Just stories. Just stories. Just stories. Just stories. Just stories.
A little bit of gameplay. It's definitely a horror game. Or is that gameplay? It might be just be live action footage. Can't quite tell if that's live. That's gameplay there. Okie dokie. Another horror game coming into effect. Let's see what type of horror game it is, though. Is it a run and hide game? If it is, I'm probably going to pass on that. Path of Exiles 2 gameplay trailer. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one.
The old ways still hold some.
Since Diablo 4 was a shitstorm, hopefully this is much better. Hopefully it's much better. I mean, it looks like Path of Exiles, so if you're a fan of, well, the original Path of Exiles, then you're gonna like this one.
Path of Exile 2 is basically our next generation action RPG. And one of the things we really wanted to make sure that we were doing with it is to make the action combat really, really excellent. We just want to make sure that anyone playing the game, you can play it like an action game, feels fun to play. We've added things like dodge rolls and like hack canceling, things like this. And it just means that the game just feels a lot better than it previously did, as well as everything else that you'd expect from a sequel to Path of Exile.
One thing in particular that sets Path of Exile apart is obviously the depth, but in the itemization systems, crafting systems, but also the sheer number of quantity of monsters, encounters. Like, we have over a decade of content that is going to be available in Path of Exile 2 as well.
All right.
For Path of Exile 2, we really want to keep the mechanics from Path of Exile 1 that are great, but we can now have the opportunity to rebuild them or restructure them in a way that is easier to understand and much more accessible for someone coming at it for the first time, and keep that depth there, either hidden away or much more natural to understand.
I think there's a big difference between depth and complexity. Path of Exile 2 in some ways is less complicated than Path of Exile 1 because we've simplified the sort of technical complexity around doing things like the way you socket skills and things like that to make it easier to understand. But at the same time, we're making sure that we keep all the depth in terms of character options and things that you can do. So everything is still there as far as like, what can I do to build my character? It's just that it is
People are either going to like that or hate it.
For example, about when you're changing your items, that you're going to break the way you're.
I'm going to like it because simplicity
actually new and regular
is going to
players
be
can
good.
tolerate a lot of depth. It's the complexity that we want to try and avoid.
Yeah. Reduce complexity, increase depth. That's a good choice.
Able to find a way to having some skills that took longer to do than other skills. But the problem with that is that skills feel really terrible if you start them and then you can't get out of them. So we really needed a way to make that interruption be possible.
Oh, that's really cool. You have ability cancellations.
Philosophy for Path of Exile 2 boss design, where we wanted to make sure that everything was dodgeable. But previously we were just doing that by running around. But I think the dodge roll has actually changed a lot of things, and especially because, you know, now that you can expect a player to be able to do that, it means that we can have the expectation and the balance as well.
We've done fresh design on everything. We've taken some elements from PoE1 in terms of monsters, specific monsters, and brought them over, and kind of because they were fun to play. Like, why not replicate something that is still fun to play? But of course, it's full fresh coat of paint. There are definitely new systems. I'd say a lot of the monsters are faster, for example, which is where dodge roll helps to come into play. We have secondary AI systems that allow the monsters to do skills while they were performing another skill. Much like how a player can dodge roll to interrupt a skill, a monster can now do the same thing. We have a lot more monsters doing interactions with the environment. They'll interact with the world more, a lot more spawning from things, a lot more, like in one of our areas, the Isle of Kin, we have monsters riding on top of another monster.
Oh, that's cool.
When they get close, they all jump off.
There's a lot of design changes that have had to gone on to take into account the way that the new skill system works. So with something like the Mercenary now, we're developing how crossbows should work. We kind of really looked at that and thought, okay, how can we make crossbows just feel completely different than bows? You know, if you look at a shooter, it's like pistols and shotguns and things like that. Like, okay, what about those makes them different from each other? And so therefore, it makes the whole experience just feel so different than what a bow feels like now. You know, you want that like pull the trigger and it instantly fires, you know, that kind of instant response type of thing. And I think that as we approach each different character class, we're thinking like, how can we make the skills here feel so different than every other class?
For a lot of the really unique skill sets like the crossbows, which are almost basically guns, there's a lot of work that's been done in other games to make those feel great that we had the opportunity to bring into Path of Exile, and there's a lot of lessons of what works well in a shooter that can work well in an ARPG if you do the work, get the animations right, get the timing right. We've done a lot of core system changes to make it so that it feels like you've got as much control as you would in a shooter-focused game. There's a lot of what have other games done well that we can bring into Path of Exile that no ARPG is really built on, because they don't have the crazy level of skill variety that we've ended up having.
So we've got a live stream later today where we're going to be showing off 2 of our character classes. We're really deep diving into the mechanics.
So they did that
really
yesterday.
excited to show that. So if you're interested to know more about Path of Exile 2, then tune into that later today.
The old magics, not to be feared.
All right. Path of Exile 2.
My creation.
Cryptical Path.
Gone rogue. And I shall rebuild it. I might die.
Is that a map building? Like Metrovania map builder? It's like a Metrovania roguelite. Maybe? Looks like it.
The master architect.
Ah, so you build the map.
And I am in control.
Interesting. All right. Next one on the list is Hawk. So we're actually nearing the end of our This Week in Trailers.
Let's get it. Go, go, go. Trust someone in a million. Renegade look in the score.
It's a PvP game.
But there's wolves at the door. This is what legends are made. This is what we made the great.
Not my kind of game.
The damage is done. Man, it feels good to be bad. Ran all this way, so stay mad. Hey, this is my lifestyle. Yeah, I'm living in exile. Now my head's underwater. Bring me back to the light. It's too late to cash out, yeah, but I'm coming in hot. Life on the line, fortune is mine. Last chance to fire my shot. Ow. Unholy grail in the dark ages, pulling my strings. I'm the fire, I'm the spark. I'll turn.
Is that like Fortnite art style? Oh man.
Go teach them a lesson they'll never forget. Trust someone in a million. Renegade look at the score. It's too late to cash out, yeah, but I'm coming in hot. Life on the line, fortune is mine. Last chance to fire my shot. Last chance to fire my shot.
Play for free. That's another free-to-play game. It's one of those. Yeah, it's totally not up my alley or anything like that, so if anyone's interested, there we go. Into the Light. That didn't show anything. Apparently early 2024, so maybe there's a gameplay trailer someday in the future. Ultros.
A myth, a tale of a long-forgotten saint. For there was once an empty potential about to be birthed into existence.
Godfall.
But the potential...
Oh, it's this weird acid psychedelic game.
Honestly covetous, nor completely barren. It swallowed up everything that was given.
Excuse me. So this is Drug Trip, the video game.
Blessed ignorance and idle hands. Uji's solidarity, like a utopian hummus. Blessed be she. Life is naught given, but received, and her worth lies therein. Blessed is she.
It's a wild-looking game, man.
Blessed is she.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely a niche game for some people. It's like, yeah, might be a little too much for certain people trying to play it. February 13th, though. Oh, and we are done. We're done. We're done. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, so now that we're done with This Week in Trailers and all that, that was all the trailers that came out. That was 66 straight up trailers for you guys. And man, that was a lot. That was a lot. Trying to figure out the games that kind of stood out. Some of those indie games have always catch my eye more than some of the AAA games. And the ones where there's perspective changes and everything, where you go from like isometric to like, you know, third person over the camera view is very interesting. Those definitely stood out the most. Then you have games like, and then you have like games that are also in the indie pile where, you know, they're not quite out yet, but they're making updates and everything, like Slime Rancher 2 and everything. And I'm trying to remember if there's any like AAA developers that were throughout this week that had any trailers that stood out, and I can't really think of it. But yeah, it was mostly, this was like more of an indie week than anything, and there's a lot of really cool looking games. Like that one game that had a claymation slash stop motion animation kind of art style really looked really cool. I think out of all the games that, other than the acid psychedelic type of game that was the last game that was showed for this week in trailers, that game definitely had the most aesthetically pleasing for me due to the fact that there's no other game that looks like it. When it came to the stop motion claymation type of art style, it was like there was a fighting game in the past called, I think it was Clay Fighters, that did claymation of, a fighting game. But this one is like a modern version of something like that. But, it's telling a story and everything, exploration, and it looked really interesting. So I think that's the game that probably caught my eye the most when it came to the overall 60 plus trailers that we saw. So yeah, that was this week in trailers.